Okay, so today, 3.2, we are going to be looking at some more exponent stuff. Today we're looking at when we have what's called a zero exponent and negative exponents. Really quickly, can someone explain to me what an exponent is? Marcus? Yeah, it's the amount of times a number is multiplied by itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, for example, if I give you x to the third power, the exponent here is what? 3 or x? 3. The exponent is 3. And what does that 3 mean? It means I'm multiplying x 3 times. So x times x times x. Okay? Right? Okay, so what happens when this number up here is a 0? So if the number, or if the exponent is a 0, if we call that a 0 exponent, anytime an exponent is 0, the answer is 1. So 3 to the 0 equals 1. Okay. What is the reason why the answer is 1? Let's go back to, let's look at 3. So let's look at this specific one. If I give you guys 3 to the 4th power, what would that mean? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is an answer of 81. Good. Okay, so if I have 3 to the 0 power, like I have right here, how many times am I multiplying 3? 0 times. So we go to the multiplicative identity, which is 1. That's why the answer is 1. Okay, so if you ever get something to the 0 power, the answer is 1. So what would 53 to the 0 power equal? 1. What about 1,247 to the 0? 1. What about x to the 0?
What x?
1. Because x is a number, right? Anytime we plug in we can plug in any number for x that we want. So the answer will still be 1. Trick question. 3x to the 0 power. Why 3? Uh-huh. What's that exponent attached to? Just the x. So x to the 0 is 1. So that gives me 3 times 1, which is 3. So it only applies to the exponent, the number that it's attached to. Does that make sense? Okay. We also have what is called a negative exponent. So if a term has a negative exponent, we take the reciprocal of that term. Okay? I'll explain it in a little bit different language as soon as you write down the official definition. So the way that I look at this, guys, and we're going to do some examples so you'll have some more practice with it, but the negative exponent is like a red flag saying this guy is in the wrong place. Okay, so if we look at the example that I gave you, the way I always do this is I write this over a 1 to make it a fraction. And I have 3 to the negative 2. That negative 2 is telling me, look over here, the 3 is in the wrong spot. Okay, so the negative exponent means it's in the wrong spot. So we take that guy with the negative exponent, just the one that it's attached to, and we move it either upstairs or downstairs, depending on where it is in the problem, where the negative is. So when I move it, all of a sudden now it's in the right spot, correct? So that exponent becomes positive. Okay? 3 squared is 9, so your answer, simplified, is 1 over 9. Okay? Yeah. The reason why the 1 is on top, guys, the 1 is not in the numerator because we flipped the whole thing. The 1 is in the numerator because when we move 3 to the negative 2 to the denominator, there's nothing there, so as a placeholder we put a 1. Okay? We'll do more examples with this. Yeah, good question. Samantha asks, where did the negative part of the 2 go? That negative exponent means that I'm in the wrong spot. So the 3 squared in the numerator is in the wrong spot because of that negative. So when I move it to the denominator, it's in the right spot now, so it becomes positive. Okay? So positive exponent means it's in the right spot. Negative exponent means it's in the wrong spot. After you move it, the exponent becomes positive. Okay? So you can just change it to positive. You guys okay with that? Let's look at some examples that might clear it up a little bit. Example 1, this should be easy.
It's 1.
534 to the 0 power. This should be a piece of cake. What is it?
Uno.
1.
Who just shouted out the answer like that?
Yeah, it was someone over there.
Example 2.
I know how to never.
4 to the negative 2nd power.
Are you sure?
Okay, everybody look up here. Let's do this one together. 4 to the negative 2nd is the same as 4 over what? 1. Okay, are any of my exponents in the wrong spot?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, do I have any negative exponents? Yeah, 4 to the negative 2nd power is in the wrong spot. So where do I have to move it? Down to the basement, or downstairs, or the denominator, whichever you want to call it. Okay? So, if I move 4 squared to the denominator, there's nothing up in the numerator. So what do I have to put there? A 1 over 4 to the 2nd, because now that 4 is in the correct spot, so the exponent is positive. And what is 4 to the 2nd power? 1 over 16. Okay? So the negative exponent does not mean your answer becomes negative. Got it?
Got it.
Okay? It means you move what has a negative exponent. Okay, let's look at example 3. Negative 5 squared. Question. What is that negative exponent attached to? The 5 or the negative 5?
5.
No, 5.
Just the 5.
Hey guys.
So what's the only thing that has to move? Does the negative 5 move or just the 5?
5.
Just the 5. So what's left on top?
Negative.
Negative 1 over 5 squared. What's 5 squared?
25.
25. So my answer is negative 1 over
25.
25.
That's pretty easy.
Okay? Only the number with the negative exponent moves. Because my negative 5 was not in parentheses, the attached to the 5. So only the 5 has to move. Does that make sense? Okay? Okay, example 4. This one is similar to what I just showed you on the whiteboard. 3ab to the 0. What has a 0 exponent here?
B.
Just the b. Okay, so this is the same as 3a times what? 1. So what's the answer? 3a.
Oh.
Example 5.
Ew.
1 over x to the negative 7. Alright, what has a negative exponent here?
Negative 7x.
The x. So that x is in the wrong spot, but this time it's in the denominator, so where does it have to go? To the numerator.
Or on top of the roof.
Okay? If I move that x to the 7th up, it becomes 1 times x to the 7th, or just x to the 7th. What's in the denominator? A 1. Do I have to write it? No. So your answer is just x to the 7th.
Wow, you guys were complaining for that?
Yeah. Example 6.
Can I just play this video?
Okay. X to the negative 5th, y to the negative 7th. This is all, put it over 1 first because there's no fraction there yet. Okay. I see some negative exponents. Where do you see negative exponents?
On the x and y.
On the x and the y. So they both have to move to the denominator, right?
Yes, sir.
So write the arrows out. This is what I want you guys to do. Make sure you circle and write the arrows so that you don't get confused. So if both of those move to the denominator, what's left in the numerator? A 1. And x becomes x to the positive 5th, y to the positive 7. Example 7. This is what you're going to most typically see. 3x to the negative 2 all over y. Okay. Where do you see a negative exponent? Just the x. Is the 3 attached to that? No. So, what I want to do, circle the x to the negative 2, and the negative means it's in the wrong spot, so where should it be? On the bottom. Does the 3 have to move at all? Does the y have to move at all? Why?
No.
Does the y have a negative exponent?
No.
So it's in the right spot, right? Okay, so what's on top? 3 over x squared. Why?
Oh. I knew that. I did not know that.
Okay? Y does not have a negative exponent, so it stays where it is. You only have to move the negative exponent. Last example, example 8.
Oh, that's so much. That's like too much.
Now we're combining everything we learned.
You got like 4 minutes, guys.
6a to the negative 1, c to the negative 3, all over d to the 0 power. Let's look at what we know. What do you guys see right off the bat that we can do? The 0. D to the 0 becomes what? A 1. So let's rewrite it first. 6a to the negative 1, c to the negative 3, all over 1.
Oh.
Okay, am I done?
No.
No, I still have negative exponents. Which ones have to move?
A to the negative 1.
A to the negative 1 and
C to the negative 3.
C to the negative 3. Does the 6 stay or does it move? It stays. So on top we have 6 over A to the what?
First.
A to the positive 1, or just A, right? C to the positive 3.
Positive 3.
That's your answer.
You guys are all excited.